What is up, guys? Eric here from Real Film Reviews, bringing you another movie review, this time for the new Alicia Vikander film, Tomb Raider. Tomb Raider stars Alicia Vikander, Walton Goggins, and Dominic West. This is of course a adaptation of the classic Tomb Raider video games, however not the ones that the Angelina Jolie films were based on. This is the new reimagined Lara Croft games that have been made. It's a more gritty, dirty, realistic type of Lara Croft, and this one is adapted basically almost exactly off of the first game. It definitely changes certain plot aspects and things, but it's very clear that the first new Tomb Raider game is the one that this film is supposed to be based on. And I have to say, this movie is honestly a pretty fun adaptation. It definitely feels like that first new Tomb Raider game. It invests itself in this gritty, more realistic Lara Croft. She's getting cut up, she's getting beat up, she's not this invulnerable sort of like person who's just there and can't be touched or beaten in any way. She genuinely feels like she's in peril in this film, and I think that that's definitely something they pulled from that game, and it's realistic. I have played those games, and I actually felt that when I was watching this film. I was like, this pretty accurately depicts what that game was like in some aspects, and that's good. It also did feel like a Tomb Raider movie. It didn't just feel like a generic adventure movie. It did capture some of those Lara Croft specific elements, and I really liked that, and I think that that worked well because it felt like a big, fun adventure movie. Alicia Vikander, I think, was a pretty spot-on choice to play the new Lara Croft, just like Angelina Jolie was a spot-on choice for the original Lara Croft films that they made. They picked the perfect actress, and I think Alicia Vikander did everything very well. She sold the action, she sold the emotional scenes. She's an Oscar-winning actress, so this, no offense to this movie, but it's a little beneath her in terms of the challenge it was going to give her as an actor, and I think that she knocked it out of the park as Lara Croft, and I hope that this film does get a sequel because I'd like to see where she can go with the character and build her even more. And then I am personally a big fan of Walton Goggins, and I thought that he did a great job in this film playing the villain. He was funny in certain sequences, he felt very sinister, but at the same time, you were able to relate sort of why he was doing what he was doing. He was sort of just forced into this situation, and he has no other options, and I think that that is what makes a relatively good villain. I'm not going to act like this is one of the best villains we've ever seen on screen, because it's not, but I think with the sort of generic aspects that they gave his villain, Goggins did the best he could with what he had. My main issues with the film, though, pretty much are just that it doesn't try to do anything too crazy, which isn't necessarily good or bad, but it leans towards being bad, because the film is very plain, it's very predictable, it doesn't really take any crazy risks, nothing in it feels like a crazy decision that they made. It all is very by the numbers, just this is a action adventure film. It captured the gritty, darker aspect of the newer Tomb Raider games, but I feel like the film could have used a little more of that sort of playful lightheartedness that the old ones had. Because the film, like I said, it's very plain and predictable. There's nothing crazy. It doesn't do anything super right, but it also doesn't do anything super wrong. But because of that, it falls into this level of mediocrity that it can't rise above at any moment. It feels like the production company said, we want to make a video game movie and we want to make a Tomb Raider movie, but they're like, we don't want to invest a ton of money in something that's going to take a bunch of crazy risks that people are going to hate, because video game movies have shown to not be the greatest investment in the world in terms of films. And I feel like they said that and they were like, so don't do anything crazy, keep it by the books, this is action adventure, it's Tomb Raider, play the first game, pull the things from the game that we want to put in the movie and do that. Boom, you're done. We got a solid, mediocre action adventure movie. And like I said, nothing for me to complain about too much in this film, but I also can't praise it that much. I'm gonna give Tomb Raider a C+. If you're a fan of the video games, I would definitely recommend checking it out. It was a fun time, but like I said, you're not going to be blown away by it. You're not going to sit there and be like, oh my god, this is the best video game movie ever, because everyone knows that that's Mortal Kombat 1, but it's a fun movie. You'll get a good time out of it if you like video games, and honestly, if you just like action-adventure games, you really don't have to have played the video games to enjoy this film. You'll have fun with it. You're not going to be blown away by it, but that's totally okay, because if doing this means that we get a sequel that they can invest more and make it bigger and better, then I'm totally fine with this. Well guys, as always, I'm Eric. If you enjoyed this review, please do like, subscribe, comment down below what you thought of Tomb Raider, share everything we do here on Real Film Reviews, and hope to see you guys later.